Abayomi was in his mother's womb as a baby for 3 years and 9 months. It is a true life story. While we were in school, I happened to open an account with the then Eco Bank, which is now, no, the then Oceanic Bank, which is now called, what's the name? I think Oceanic is now the Eco, I guess. I don't know. Oceanic Bank of those days. I don't know what they changed to now. And the guy told us that his mother was pregnant for him for 3 years and 9 months. That people were laughing at her. People were, making jest of her, that this woman herself, see, she's been pregnant for all these years and she had not given birth till now. Then I did not know there was a word called cryptic pregnancy. This cryptic pregnancy is actually real. I know there are some people that are fake, but it is real. It was so bad that people were not even allowing her come close to them. People were always, making her uncomfortable. People were, even while Abayomi was telling his story, he never knew the name of the pregnancy. It was years later when we started hearing about cryptic pregnancy, I decided to read up on cryptic pregnancy. In fact, there are some people that can be pregnant for 7 years with cryptic. There are some people that can be pregnant with for 5 years, some for 3 years, some for 4 years with cryptic pregnancy. And then I began to remember what Abayomi told me about his mom. And then my husband also shared a story about a woman then where they were living, that this woman had been pregnant for 4 years and she did not give birth. So people were always making jest of her, making mockery of her. And like one other woman also told us about her story, that she was pregnant for over a year, almost 2 years, and then she couldn't give birth because she didn't know what it was. They gave her herbs and the baby had died in the womb. So you understand. The thing is, aside the fact that the scammers are using that to scam people, to collect monies from them, there are some that are really, really cryptic pregnancy, and the government should also look into it, because you can imagine how many people are having cryptic pregnancy and they don't know. And the thing is, with cryptic pregnancy, you have to be pregnant for as long as, that is, you will be pregnant for a very, very long time. And then I hear that there are some women who use traditional medicine to make these children come. So with cryptic pregnancy, a lot of people have cryptic pregnancy. Some people, I know there are some people who actually lie with cryptic pregnancy, but cryptic pregnancy is true. Cryptic pregnancy is real. It's not a scam. Like, the word cryptic is not a scam. It is some people who are scamming people. And the funny thing is that some of these women do not know that these people are scamming them. They do not know, because they have cryptic pregnancy, and if the pregnancy is not up to the time you will give birth, and you do not have somebody who will help you do the delivery, it will be difficult to deliver. So when Abayomi told me this story, I was like, what? You stayed in your mother's? I said, then you are not older than your age. Like, if your friends were born in 1990, and you were born 1994, which means you're a 1990 baby, because you were still in your mother's womb when your mates were born. Like the man that died and they kept him, one former Senate president that died and they kept him in the UK. This man died and he was 80 when he died, but he stayed in the UK mortuary for 2 years. So which means he died at 80 and stayed on earth he stayed on earth for 82 years. So this thing called cryptic pregnancy is real. Like, it's real. Abayomi is a product of cryptic pregnancy. And, in his village, people began to, talk down on the mother. And this is where stigmatization coming. We should learn to be there for people, give them a shoulder to lean on when they are going through stuff. It should not be a time for people to look down on you, because if you are not the one going through a pain, you might never understand the pain. You might never understand what those people are going through. Just look at the story of the woman my husband told me about, that she was pregnant for 4 years. That the first she was pregnant, they thought she had given birth. They saw her pregnant. Each time she came to buy something from my husband's sister, they noticed she was still pregnant. So they asked her, and she said she's been pregnant for more than 1 year. And then the year passed, 4 years, and before she now gave birth. She actually gave birth in real life. Like, she gave birth. She gave birth in her house. So when people say cryptic pregnancy is a scam, not all cryptic pregnancies are scam. We should try to establish the fact. Not all cryptic pregnancies are scam. There are some that are real. Like this Abayomi that I've seen him with my two eyes. This thing, and Abayomi is a child that was born in maybe 1981 or 82, 83. So he's not somebody, and he was a banker. He used to be my bank officer, so account officer. So he will not be lying. He didn't have any. He didn't stand to gain anything. So it all boils down to cryptic pregnancy being real. Nobody should demystify it or make it look like all cryptic pregnancies are scam. No, there are some cryptic pregnancies that I know people closely that have gone through cryptic pregnancy and they gave birth. There is even somebody I heard of that has been with her own for many years before she eventually gave birth. So cryptic pregnancy is real, and it's something that works. Like, if you watch, there's this TV station that is done by the white. You hear people tell you, I didn't know I was pregnant. They'll go to the bathroom, they'll give birth there. They'll be in the toilet, and maybe they're trying to poo, a baby is coming out, and they'll tell you they didn't know they were pregnant, because when they go to scan, it doesn't show on scan. And most times it happens to girls who are not yet married, because of course they'll be doing things without the intention that they can be pregnant. So when they go to poo, or maybe they want to have their bath, the baby comes out and then they begin to scream, and then a doctor will have to come help them out to pull out the baby, or maybe a nurse, as the case may be. So we have been watching this thing on TV. The program is I didn't know I was pregnant. All those pregnancies are called cryptic pregnancies, because it's cryptic, that it's something that it will grow gradually, but it will take a longer time. And there are some people that get normal pregnancies that is not cryptic, but because the babies are slow to grow, you discover the doctors will tell them to remove such babies at a very, that early stage of the pregnancy, because they might grow up and become maybe dwarfs, or they are grown to be stunted, or they would grow up with a birth defect. So all of those things can sum up to why the doctors will say they should terminate such pregnancies. But for the cryptic pregnancies are real. I have even, it is until people talk about their stories, you begin to remember things. Like the woman who gave birth in that my husband's former area. Then this Abayomi, a Yoruba guy, who was in the mother's womb for 3 years and 9 months. That's a whole lot. 3 years and 9 months is almost like 4 years. That is people who were pregnant would have given birth, their children would have started schooling, because the first year, a child that was born the first year would have been like 2 years and 9 months. A child that was born the second year would have been like 1 year and 9 months. A child that was born the third year would have been like maybe a year, or maybe 9 months, or let's say 12 months. So basically what I'm trying to say is that do not look down on people's pain, because these things are true. The fact that it has not happened to you does not mean. And then one other man is a pastor. He said that in their family there's a woman who had a cryptic pregnancy, that the woman stayed for many years without a child, and at the fullness of time she took him, but she carried the pregnancy for almost 5 years before she gave birth, and she gave birth in the house where people could see. So cryptic pregnancy is real. Cryptic pregnancy is not a scam, even though a lot of people still use it to scam people. It's just like surrogacy. Some people still scam people with surrogacy. Some people still use IVF to scam people, where you go there and maybe your husband's sperm cannot carry, and they will take another person's sperm to fertilize the egg, and you'll be carrying another man's child without you knowing. You get. So it's all these things. While they are good people, they are also bad people. So we should not look down on people with cryptic pregnancy or begin to say derogatory things to them, because Abayomi's story, the story my husband told me, the story of that pastor had made me to believe and know that. And then the television series, I didn't know I was pregnant, all those ones, I point out to the fact that it exists.